Hi, everybody. I'm back again. And yep, just another quick update. So, yes, I got up super early this morning and then promptly well, I was up for a little while, did a little bit of writing, and then fell asleep again. But then I got up and I've done some writing here and there. I haven't done a word count yet because I'm kind of afraid. After yesterday, I'm just terrified to do a word count. But what I have noticed is that I'm getting suspiciously close to the end of this notebook. So I'm wondering, rather than I will do a word count. I'll have to do a word count. But I was thinking that if I can try and finish, well, I think that's a little bit ambitious, but if I were able to finish this notebook today, that would be huge. I don't think that's possible. I think that may be a moment for tomorrow because today was really about me just taking a break. I mean, because that's part of what I've been doing is that these next few days are supposed to be time off. Today is actually Remembrance Day, so that's different. Wherein we're taking time to think about those who are no longer with us and those who fought for our freedom. I will not go into Flanders Fields. Uh, that's another thing altogether. I mean, that is for today, though. I don't remember the poem offhand, although we had to memorize it for school. I'm sorry, it's been a while. But yes, at any rate. So yeah, I'm at that. I managed to get kind of a little bit more together. I think I know where I'm starting to get traction back as to where I'm supposed to be with the story. And then I was thinking to myself that this might actually be there might be like little, I might be having to release this as a group of short stories instead of like one cohesive story. I know I'm overthinking this right now, but that's me. And this is wherein I have problems with speed writing. I need to do it in order to get it done because I need to get everything out on the paper and then organize it from there. That makes sense because it's basically like one big brainstorming session where you're trying to get down how it works out. And so it can be like really, really loosey goosey. It needs to be really, really loosey goosey. This is where I fight, though. I fight all the time about it because when I'm drawing, it's easy to see where you go from sketch to finished work. Although I had problems trying to get around that when I was younger, too. I wanted everything to come out complete finished. And no piece of art does that. There's always some sort of, be it a sketch, be it an outline, be it the first draft. However you look at it, there's always something that comes before the finished product. So that's what I'm working on right now is the first draft. And I just have to keep on remembering this is a sketch of what it'll eventually be. It's not the finished thing. People are not going to see it. And if they do see it, they aren't going to understand it. Not that it's not written in English. It's just that I have a bunch of different pieces where the story happens. I've written some pieces out of order, which I don't normally do. And it's kind of weird. And then I started writing something else. Like I wrote this other piece and I realized after, I'm like, oh, well, that actually goes better here and shouldn't be over here. So that's going to be another thing I'm going to have to do is reorganize that. But again, that's not for right now. Right now, I just need to get all the words on the page. All of the words, so many words. And I'm only working on, sad part of what this is I'm still working on the first chapter. So that's not gonna work for me. I have to get further through this. Like if I can like try and finish off the first chapter of this, because there's like, well, let me tell you about how I'm beginning this. I'm breaking it down into more mini story, like more short stories, but like at the same time, there are 44 chapters. Now, if I broke those all into books, And I'm not even saying full, like, I mean, because it's a fantasy story, so I'm not saying 100,000 words for each chapter because that won't work. But definitely, I'm thinking at least, at the very least, small stories, like short stories. So upwards of probably minimum 24,000, which I know sounds ambitious, but it makes sense given what happens within the. I mean, it specifically makes sense of what happens in the first part of the story where they're covering all this time and it's not being tracked properly. So I kind of want to make more sense of what's going on and get more of a sense of time passing and things happening, adventures happening, because there's just more adventure, more experience needs to be gathered before they can progress. But yes, so that's my mini rant about my story because that's kind of where I'm going to be at with things. Yes, you can learn from me and how not to do things. I don't know. Anyway, I will pop back in a little bit, but for now I'm going to get some writing done. And yeah, it looks like it's really shaping up to be a Paper Mario kind of day. So I will talk to you all again really soon.